I'm currently diagnosing a stalling condition on my 6.5 liter turbo diesel, which is electronically fuel injected with the standardized DS4 injection system. I initially suspected it was a PMD the first time it happened, which it first caused rough running and then an eventual stall while I was parked after a hot restart. The PMD ended up not being the issue. I replaced it with a known working unit and it did not solve my issue. My PMD is remote mounted in the bumper nostril, as they call it, and it's seemingly okay. Gets plenty of cooling down there for all seasons. I checked the harness thoroughly. I wiggled a lot of wiring harnesses, especially the main engine harness, and I had no change in idle quality or anything. It just ended up restarting randomly. I thought maybe my pre-filter in the back, I have a spin-on filter, had adjusted some air, so I just loosened it and retightened it. I'm not sure why I did that. It seemed to be sufficiently tight, and I drove for a few weeks and it was fine. I parked right here 2 weeks ago, got out to check the transmission fluid level, which I had not done for a while, and right when I was reaching for the dipstick right here, it flat out stalled like I'd turned the key off. So I looked around, couldn't find anything. I got it to restart after about 10 minutes, doing nothing, and it was fine. Then I came around and I looked at the optical sensor connector, and I'm sorry I don't have a light on it, but maybe I can get some light on it. But the optical sensor connector has a broken off clip on top. There's the clip that interfaces with the tab sticking up on the sensor itself to hold it in and make it a secure connection. Also, the weather boot seal is missing. So I went over here and I just touched it and I wiggled it and it came out completely. So I'm pretty sure it wasn't in all the way. So for the time being, I put some dielectric grease on all the pins and I pushed it in there. I thought I could get a zip tie around it, but it wasn't gonna happen. So I did order a new connector for good measure, but right now what I'm going to do is do a cold start right now and let it run for a little bit. And then I'm going to wiggle that connector and eventually I'm going to pull it off. And what I'm expecting will happen when I pull it off is the engine will flat out stall. If it continues to run off the crank position sensor, I know that that's probably not my issue, but let's see what it does. I've had the engine running here for about a minute at idle to cold start. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in and wiggle that connector on the optical sensor and eventually unplug it. So probably won't be able to hear me well, but I'll try to get a good visual on it. So, here we go. Just like that, it stalled. Just like that. All right, that's our smoking gun. Let's try it again then. Okay, I'm going to do that one more time and I'm going to show you what happens when I plug it back in and then restart it. So unplugging. Straight stall, all right. Oh yeah, I forgot I have to plug it back in. So plugging it back in, it's harder than it might seem. All right, it's back in. Now I'm going to do a restart without turning the ignition off. See what happens. So big plume of smoke just came out back there, and it just sounded super advanced for a second, and then it came back to normal. And I have a service engine soon light. So I'm going to say there's a pretty good chance that's my issue. So I'm going to pull the upper intake section off and replace that connector. So I'm down to the connector now. This retaining clip just cracked because it's, of course, original to the truck. But I've straightened out the wires and cleaned them up as best I can, so at least I'll have some form of identification. But this is lettered. ABC or CBA and FED. So I'll be able to line those up accordingly. It shouldn't be an issue. with the new one. I'm gonna go pull the wires out of the new one, the pins out of the new one, so I can pull these out and replace it one by one. Over here on the new connector, it's just as simple as sticking this little pinning tool in. It's a Aptiv Tools. There's the number upside down. I'll give credit to Dr. Shock, who's actually done an exact video on this when he did an injection pump replacement on another truck. So it's simple as that. You just stick it in, pull this out, and I'll do the same on the other connector. You see this nice new connector with the brand new blue weather seal on it. A lot nicer than the cracked, disgusting one that's on the truck. So I'm going to continue depinning this and then do it in reverse on the truck. Now that I have this all depinned, I just wanted to also mention one more thing, is that this connector, at least the genuine one, is sold as PT246, and it is a kit with all these like heat shrink butt connectors and these wires with pins already on them. I guess it's meant for you to splice in or something. I think this was used as some sort of a lighting connector on some other GM vehicles, but in this case, we're gonna forget all that, spend some extra money on our depinning tool, and now we have a empty connector and the clip, and we're going to install this on the truck. New connector is installed and all taped up and ready to go. Easy enough, took me about a minute to do this. One thing I did do is I removed this boot seal, this weather boot, and I massaged some dielectric grease into it, so that's gonna make insertion and removal very easy. So here we go. This is my first time plugging it in with the new connector. If I can do it with one hand. Let's hear the click, the satisfying click of success. There we go. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is not going anywhere. And the repair is complete once we get this thing all together. I tried to use my Tech 2 for this, but unfortunately it seems like it's bricked itself again. So I've been relegated to using the torque app on my head unit here. So we can see we have those two fault codes. It's kind of nice that we get this readout. The Tech 2 is a little bit archaic, but let's see if we can clear these, because I'm going to get that service engine soon light off. Let's see. Clear faults on ECU. Okay. Seems like it worked. Even though it's still doing stuff. I guess that's it. Seems to be running smooth. We're almost up to operating temperature. So we can unplug my little torque thing, and this thing is going to go in the trash. Thanks for watching.